This is Larry, the Great Plains Skink. Larry was found in one of the buildings at the school I work at. Since he was not in a safe location, I took him into my classroom and let the students observe him for a week. Then, after the temperatures warmed up, I took Larry to be released into the Great Plains. Come along with me as Larry finds his new home. So, what are the Great Plains? The Great Plains are located east of the Colorado Rockies, north to Canada, south to Texas, and east as far as Missouri. The whole state of Kansas is found in the Great Plains, and where I live is part of the Flint Hills. The best grass in the United States can be found right here in Kansas. As I drive through, you'll see short grass because it's spring and this pasture has just been burnt. But give it a few months and you'll have grass almost as tall as I am. This is ranching country, and the cattle love this grass. As I bounced across the Flint Hills, I saw spring emerging all around me. The meadowlarks were singing, butterflies were flittering, upland sandpipers were nesting, and flowers were in bloom. And then I found it, what I had been looking for, the perfect outcrop. I grabbed Larry out of the car, and we started making our way towards his new home. While I was walking, I started telling Larry about the perfect spot I'd found. Great Plains skinks like open rocky hillsides with little vegetation, so this was perfect. Then I spotted something. Can you see it? As I get closer, really look. Right there. Can you see it yet? There it is. Did you spot it? It's a box turtle. It's not the state of Kansas turtle, the ornate box turtle, but instead the eastern box turtle. You can tell the difference by looking at their shell. The ornate box turtle has a lot of patterns on their shell, where this one is plain in color. I knew I'd found the perfect home for Larry. The flowers, the butterflies, and now the box turtle? This was a perfect place in the Great Plains for Larry's new home. I wanted to be very careful and not touch Larry. One cool thing about skinks is that they can detach their tails and use it to distract a predator. The piece of the tail will move around and the skink will escape. Skinks are able to regenerate their tails, however. They will not be as long as the original tail or as patterned, but at least they're still alive. Go, Larry, go! Check out that new home of yours. As Larry paused and looked around, I couldn't help but stop and admire the beauty around me once more. Larry's new home was absolutely stunning. The Flint Hills of Kansas in the spring are truly breathtaking. It will be even more beautiful in a few months after the grass is taller. I mean, look at Larry. Doesn't he look happy? Look at that face. So content, sunning on a rock already. I think this is the perfect place. I have to admit, it was hard to let the little guy go. Even though I'd only known him a week, he'd become special to me. My students had enjoyed watching him eat beetles and sun himself on his rocks. I know that reptiles like Larry need to be in the wild, and that is where they belong. So I knew that this was the best thing for him. I was a little concerned to leave Larry, though, so I stayed for several more minutes, making sure that there were no hawks or other predators around. When I finally felt comfortable to say goodbye, I took one last look off of Larry's front porch and wished him well. I also stopped and said goodbye to the eastern box turtle. Who knows? Maybe he'll be friends with Larry.